Hello everybody, I'm back once again with another book review, but before I get into the book review, I want to show off this shirt that my sister got me. Wait a second. It's just a Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 poster, shirt, although this is the Japanese one, as you can maybe tell from the writing. She just wants to show it off because she got it for me recently, and I was like, oh, I really like this shirt, so I guess I just want to, show it on my channel. But anyways, today I'm going to be reviewing Ramsey Campbell's The Count of 11. It was released in 1991, and this was my first Ramsey Campbell novel. He's quite the popular, horror writer, and I believe, at least this is the book I hear the most about. His most popular book is The Doll That Ate Its Mother, which is a book I've been wanting to read for quite some time, because when I saw like the cover, and the title, I'm like, oh, that sounds really interesting, so I want to check it out. But I'll get around to that eventually. But yeah, I'm just gonna show off the cover. I think it's a very nice cover, quite simplistic, but really cool. Catches the eye, But yeah, this is, I guess, my third book in my evil chain letter series. So later on, when I'm going to talk about my opinions on this book, I'm probably going to do some of my comparisons to the other two evil chain letter books I've reviewed. Anyways, I'm going to do my usual thing and just read the synopsis, and then I'll get into the premise of the book. Then I'll get into my opinions and all that stuff. There we go. A serial killer is born. Things were going well for Jack Orchard. He had a thriving video rental business and planned to move into a larger house. Then came the chain letter telling him to turn ill luck into good by sending copies to 13 people. Jack laughed and threw the letter away. Wouldn't you? But then his whole life began to go sour, and he realized that the chain letter was the key. Now he must retrieve it and send it. Jack will do anything to keep the letter going. Anything. As you can tell, the synopsis is, it's a little vague, so I'm going to, I guess, delve into the premise of this book. And this review is going to be, spoiler-free. I honestly kind of like me just getting to the plot details of spoilers, because again, the synopsis is quite vague. So, that being said, I'll get into a bit of the plot details. The main character is Jack. He is a man who lives in Liverpool, England, with his wife and daughter. The wife's name is Julia, and the daughter's name is Laura. Yeah, as the back of the book just said, he has a video rental business. But something his wife does is that the fact that she teaches people how to use a computer, that sort of thing. Because that was actually a thing back then, teaching people the basics how to use a computer. Because nowadays, I mean, a lot of people seem like they know how to use one, but that wasn't the case, back then. Anyways, but yeah, one day, he opens up the video rental store, and due to an accident, the place burns to the ground. And at first, of course, he's upset by this, but then he thinks that, he thinks that this is actually maybe a blessing in disguise, because him and his wife sort of think about that the business itself wasn't doing that great, it wasn't making too much money, so they just think that and the place is insured, so with that money they would get from the insurance, and they can use it to move into the bigger house, and then also the fact that they're trying to sell their current house. And so with all that money, they can just have a new start and new lease on life, that sort of thing. But tragically, they find out later that the place wasn't insured, because when they bought the building, it was supposed to be insured for 1 year. Like the previous owner says, it'll be insured for 1 year after you buy it. But then he let the insurance lapse. And he claims that I sent you a letter that was only gonna last for 1 month. I changed my there was a change of plans. The insurance was only gonna last 1 month after you bought it, but they never got this letter. And then they don't have the best of luck selling their house either. So it's just and then a bunch of other series of unfortunate events happen, and Jack remembers about that chain letter he got, like the one that tells him that you can send, you can make ill luck into good luck by sending to 13 people. So he actually, at least if I remember correctly, because it's actually, I finished this book yesterday, just didn't get around to, making this video till now, is that he retrieves it from the trash bin, and then he actually sends it out. And after he sends out 13 copies of it, his luck does start to turn around, and he's thinking that, oh, this is great. Like, maybe like things will start to go well for my family. But it seems like very quickly the luck goes sour again, and he decides to do a little investigation work, and he finds out basically it seems like nobody sent those letters to 13 people. And he kind of just comes to the conclusion that the reason why his luck hasn't turned around is because they didn't continue the chain. So he's going to go to, I guess, very drastic means to making sure they continue the chain, or else. Okay, so that's a basic premise. Oh, something I forgot to mention is the fact that Jack, he's very obsessed with numerology. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's like, all about numbers and like luck. Like his lucky number is 11. So it's like a lot of times in this book, whenever he's, doing anything, like he notices someone's name has 11 letters in it. And he'll kind of, put that in his head like, oh, this is like, that it can maybe bring good luck to me. And at one point he goes into a building, but before he goes in there, he actually sees how many sides of the building there are. And he finds out there's 11, so he kind of thinks like, oh, that's great, So yeah, you get a lot of that sort of thing going on, But now I get to my opinion about this book, and I'll say that I really liked it. I thought it was quite enjoyable. It was well written and well paced, and it's quite interesting that like you see, as the book goes on, things escalate, and it seems like Jack, it doesn't really seem like it. It's basically Jack has this like a descent into madness basically, because he becomes obsessed with this chain letter, and as well as numbers and good luck and all these other things. And the kills I have found quite satisfying, because I guess I was like a bit of fresh air. Due to the fact that, like, when I read this book, this is the one I reviewed last time, I found the kills and death chain were quite, disappointing and just, like, pretty lackluster. So this one was a bit of fresh air. Although I will say this, I guess, a disclaimer for anyone who wants, like, tons of gore. The kills in this one, like, they're definitely, not tame, but they're not, like, incredibly gory, that sort of thing. They're just, how you say? Well, I guess I won't say how like people get killed, but you know what I mean. Anyways, you get it too. So yeah, I would say that I would recommend this book. I gave it a 3 out of 5 on Goodreads, and I guess now, because like I said, this is a like I said before, that this is a sort of review series of these evil chain letter books from back then. Now I'll just say like, oh, what's my favorite evil chain letter book, like, and for my least favorite. So my favorite, I mean, I guess this, it's gonna be kind of obvious which one I like the best and, which one I like the least. But my favorite is Chain Letter by Ruby Jean Jensen. And the second favorite is The Count of 11 by Ramsey Campbell. And then the last one is Death Chain by Ken Greenhall. So, yeah, this is gonna be a pretty quick video, but I guess that's just sort of, that's everything I gotta say, So, and also I guess that concludes my series of evil chain, like vintage, horror chain letter books, that sort of thing. I know there's more out there. There's another one called just Chain Letter. I think it's a YA novel. I forget the author's name, but I might get around to reviewing that one eventually, maybe. But I'm not really the biggest YA reader. But again, I might just get that just because of the fact that it's about evil chain letter. We'll see. But anyways, I guess that about wraps things up. So I guess I'll just end the video now, and I'll see you in my next book review. So until then, until then.